Okay, I thought I'd make a little video about how I find abortive Entoloma. Sometimes you can see them. They'll be right up against like the edges of trees. Right against the base, maybe alongside of it. But these are all kind of old. Let's see if I can get closer. I was out of town for a few days, and these here, some of them are good. They're small, still good, but a lot of them are just kind of turned or something got to them. But don't stop there. It isn't about what you see, it's about where you're at. And when you dig down in the ground here, you're going to start pulling them out. You're going to start pulling out bigger ones. And the more that you look, the more you'll see. There's some more along this edge, some down in here. Be careful when you dig, because you're digging into where the mycelium is, and the fruiting season lasts a long time. These will keep coming back. Mark your spots, remember where your trees are, and they'll come back. And then always be careful when you walk, because in an area like this where there's a lot of leaf litter, you'll see them down in the grass, but underneath your feet. Let me find a good spot here where I can, let's see, look around, I'll show you. You can see one here, it's down in the ground, but then take your hand and just kind of pull this leaf litter back. Look around in there. Oh, there's another cute little one. That's not what they come from. They actually come from a little tiny, oh, there's one right there. Look at that. Just pulled that leaf back. And look, there's a whole clump of them growing here. You can just pull them out separately. I left my brush in my other basket, where I'd be brushing these off and cleaning them real good, because the more you clean them in the field, the easier it's going to be. They're soft. This is actually two of them. You can pull them apart. The underneath side doesn't really have much of a stem. If you can get a good shot of this. The underneath side doesn't have much of a stem. This is about it. But you can see a little bit of dirt sticking there, but they'll get stuff in them, down inside them. When you get them back, you're going to want to clean. Sometimes they'll be a little dry, almost like grass, where the abortive stem of the Entoloma, the remains of it will be in there. And I tend to clean that out so that they taste better when you cook it. It just gives it a better flavor. Anyway, that's where I find them. As I'm looking around here, and you carefully pull this back, you can find more like this. And then I'm going to show you. See, there's a little bit of mycelium right there. And you can see it down in the ground here. And what I try to do is, after I've found them, I just kind of cover that back up. A lot of times, you'll find them fruiting right in the area where you pulled. Oh, look. See that right there? If you're not watching, you won't see these. They're literally under the leaves, right down in the dirt. Now, if I had my brush, I'd brush that top off real good, clean this bottom off. But that's it. That is an abortive Entoloma. People call them shrimp. They don't taste like shrimp, but good little find. And I expect I'll be filling most of this basket today in the next hour. I've got 10 acres, 5 acres woods, and once they start coming in, they just keep coming. And like I said, they will come back and back and back. So find your trees, mark them, come back, walk carefully around them. If you got branches and leaf litter, look underneath them. You won't even see these under there, and you're going to be missing. There's another one right there. You're going to be missing them. If you're not careful, you'll step all over your mushrooms while you're looking at the ones around the base of the tree. So walk careful in the woods if you want a good yield. And good luck. Okay, I did forget to mention, I started to. This is what I believe to be the Entoloma that the shrimp are coming from. It's a combination of this little guy right here, which is got a very pale top. It gets fairly large. It's got the white mycelium at the bottom. It'll be growing in the area that you find your shrimp. You'll see little tiny ones. Sometimes you'll see them large. They get quite a large cap. They stay a very pale tan color, the white stipe. And don't eat these. Some people I've seen have posted where they eat these too. Well, Entoloma are notorious for being very hard to determine edibility, and most of them aren't. There's no reason to eat these. Look for the shrimp, for the abortive Entoloma part, and let these be. These are going to spore, they're going to spread, and they're going to continue providing new entities for the invading host to come onto and create these. I know. Okay, so I got distracted and I didn't show you what these shrimps are actually coming from. The abortive Entoloma comes from a species of Entoloma which has been invaded by another structure. Another mycelium has come and invaded. It's believed to be from the honey mushroom, I think, unless that's been changed now with the new DNA. Anyway, this is a smaller size. I pulled it from down at the base of this stump. It's usually attached. There's another one, a little tiny button. It's usually attached to the same mycelium that you're going to find the shrimp. This is a little shrimp starting. There's a couple more coming literally right out of the crack in this tree. Anywhere along where you're going to find the shrimp, you're going to find these. These are not invaded. If you feel it, it's nice and firm. It doesn't look like the shrimp. It doesn't look anything that looks just like what it's supposed to be, which is the Entoloma. Don't eat this. These are, for all intents and purposes, they're not edible. What makes them edible is being invaded by another species. And the combination is what makes these little shrimps. So don't eat these mushrooms. Just use them as a sign that you're getting closer to where the shrimps are, and leave them be. They'll spore, they'll die, but along with what they're doing, they're going to produce these little shrimps here. And unless you see the end stage product, something that's going to look like this with no gills showing, no stem, a round shape, kind of softer, unless you see it like this, it's not edible. So leave these be. Just use them as a sign of letting you know that you're in the right place. And be safe out there. Good hunting. There's a small Entoloma. Underneath this log. Pull this up a little bit. There's the shrimp. Looks like they're wedged in everywhere all around it. I'm looking. There's more over there. There's more over there. Yes, that's under poison ivy. Good thing I have a good wash for that. I never get it anymore. And I just wanted to add, okay, I don't know, looking up, if you're good into tree identity, you can look at the bark and see, yeah, this is an oak. Surrounding me are white pine, maple, ash, and so far I found it under all of them. Entolomas don't seem to be real picky. Shrimps don't seem to be real picky on where they come up. Once they're in an area, they will come up out of the debris and the leaf litter next to the tree itself. I found it next to pine, next to maple, ash, um, oak. It doesn't seem to matter. The box elder right there, and all around the base. I can zoom in. All around the base is the abortive Entoloma. So, good mixed woods. I have a lot of down trees in here rotting. I tend to try to leave them rot so I get more fungus. Lots of leaf litter. And they're everywhere in here. Once you find a good area, they will be everywhere that you go. Just gotta show you. These are all shrimps. All this stuff, all that white stuff, as far as the eye can see, around every single tree, it's all shrimp. There's shrimp under every single thing on the ground. It's coming up over there. It's coming up over there. Oh my word. There's got to be 10 pounds just from where I can see. And this is not even my heavy part of the woods. And I'm going to need a bigger basket.